Let me show you exactly how we turn a manufactured home into a cash flowing asset. We acquire and improve homes like this in professionally managed communities, not to rent them, but to structure them for long-term payments. We place a qualified buyer into the home, and instead of a bank, we become the lender, structuring payments they can actually afford. But we don't just hand over keys. We verify income, review background, and make sure the borrower can perform. Then we create a promissory note, a legal agreement where the borrower commits to making payments every month over time. And that note is secured by the home itself. And so now you've got a real asset backing a real payment. Once that's in place, the note produces income. And now it becomes something you can package, sell, or borrow against. That's how we create structured, collateral-backed cash flow without dealing with tenants, repairs, or day-to-day management. One home, one note. Repeated at scale.
Welcome back to the channel here with Mobile Mailbox Money and Silvercrest Opportunity Fund. I'm Alden Guajardo, President of Silvercrest Opportunity Fund, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Win Mobile Homes and Mobile Mailbox Money. And we've done over 400 transactions, about $30 million in notes on manufactured housing. I saw a news title come out on realtor.com that said manufactured housing has outappreciated single family residents since 2019. So for all the naysayers thinking that, this is a broken strategy, I beg to differ. Warren Buffett owns Clayton Cavco, 21st Mortgage, Sun Communities, Vanderbilt Mortgage. Ultimately, seeing where the market's going, it's leading into providing solutions into affordable housing. People are running from the big three right now because of a potential financial collapse. Well, we're pretty well insulated, backed by performing collateral with Silvercrest Opportunity Fund, where we provide accredited investors a 10% return for a 1-year term paid monthly, or a 12% return for a 3-year term paid quarterly, in an income-oriented investment strategy, investing like Warren Buffett. Currently, I'm receiving about $19,000 in passive cash flow. We have $1.56 million working in the fund, and this is a real look at what a private credit fund looks like here in the Arizona market, operating in niche market seller finance notes yielding 14 and 15% interest. Let's walk through this case study. You got the links below. The acquisition of a note actually gets a full collateral file. Remember, you're not buying the property. You're becoming a per unit owner share in lien positions, a lending platform, private credit. And this is my collateral file that I get on every transactions. This buyer borrower put a $20,000 down payment, so ample skin in the game. They got a Dodd-Frank compliance, closing documents, the financial documents that they submitted in order to facilitate underwriting, comps within the community, contracts, sales contracts, promissory notes, lien positioning, loan application, photos, and all the above. The promissory note, automatic funds transfer services. We're not looking to create a second job at the end of the day of performance out in the market. I just buy this position and start cash flowing at an above average return backed by first lien position on a home just like this. This 4-bed, 2-bath manufactured home is off major cross streets of Recker and Broadway, 56th Street and Broadway, in a community by the name of Aspenwood. We sold the home at $119,500. The buyer borrower, let me just make sure that price is correct. Around $119,500. They put a $20,000 down payment with a unpaid balance of $94,000. We had a all-in cost of buying this home, rehabbing it, selling it to the buyer borrower of about $80,000. So as a ground set double wide in this home, as you see before you, actually, we netted $35,000 upon exiting this transaction and parlayed into a seller finance note that ended up getting absorbed into the fund. So for $94,000, I'm getting paid over $1,100 a month with no maintenance, management, insurance, and taxes. And really, that's just me walking you through a real deal here today. This one happens to be in Mesa. Like I said, all-in cost was $80,000 when sold on the home for, it looks like we took a small reduction of 114.9 with the borrower bringing about $20,000 down payment. Their unpaid balance is 94.9 and they're paying $11.80 a month on a 20-year amortization schedule, yielding me 14%. So we're creating a financial instrument, turning housing into predictable collateral-backed cash flow. And it works because of the asset class. At the end of the day, alternatives for housing for an individual off Recker and Broadway, Higley and Broadway, these major cross streets over here, as a 4-bedroom unit. What's apartments.com got to say about that? As far as my due diligence upon acquiring this position, 3 bedrooms are going for $2,400, $2,300. We've got some lower priced 2 beds in the Mesa market, but there's literally not even a 4-bedroom option here off these Lasso major cross streets on apartments.com. How did we acquire this property? Well, we acquired it from an individual that was in deep distress and needed to exit the home. The home needed tremendous amount of aesthetic upgrades, but not many structural items to take care of, like electrical, plumbing, AC, things of that nature. Those items we went through and serviced, but they didn't need all new items, like all new electrical and plumbing, things of that nature. To get a fenced yard in a family park, virtually non-existent in the Arizona market. So for what they're paying in the home payment at $11.80 a month, with the lot rent, I think it's about $1,000. They're paying $2,300, literally below what market rent would yield them out in the market. Market rent here is at least $2,000 a month in most cases. So for a 4-bedroom unit, that's like $2,700, could be $2,500. They're paying below market rent in a purchase of a manufactured home just like this. So, for them, they get pride of ownership in a manufactured home, and we get a quality, affordable, performing note with no maintenance, management, insurance, or taxes, and a potential yard for the homeowner. The note that we bought, you can buy a note at mobilemailboxmoney.com, whether you're another hedge fund, private investor, IRA investor, solo 401k, or you happen to be non-accredited, or really you're looking to raise your own capital and buy positions just like this. You can buy notes at mobilemailboxmoney.com, or Accredited is a set it and forget it program with Silvercrest Opportunity Fund and our credit strategies. So you could start earning interest in as little as a 30-day program with Silvercrest Opportunity Fund. That's a Reg D 506C accredited investor fund.
Let me ask you something. How much of your time is actually yours? Not what you earn, not what you own, your time. Because a lot of people think they're investing, but what they really did was buy themselves another job. Maintenance calls, insurance going up, taxes changing, things breaking, tenants leaving, problems stacking. And now your investment needs your time every single month. But there's another way to think about this. Every month, a payment shows up. No calls, no management, no second job. Just a structured promise that was agreed to in advance. A note. A borrower lives in the home. The home secures the debt. The payment is defined. Month by month, that payment comes in. Not because you fixed something, not because you chased something, because it was structured that way from the beginning. And that's what people miss. This isn't about chasing returns. It's about buying back your time. It's about stepping out of the day-to-day and into position where your capital works and you don't have to. Affordable housing still gets solved. Families still get homes. And you get your time back. You're already investing something. The question is, are you investing your money or your time? That's the shift.
So we position ourselves inside a much needed solution in the Arizona market, and yielding above average returns. in comparable real estate investment strategies. This is a generational opportunity to provide and position ourselves within a much needed solution to affordable housing. It's in a state of emergency, quite literally, with little to no help. People are not peeking their heads in until here recently. Actually, a lot of institutions are going in and buying the actual mobile home parks. Well, I create a mobile home park at pro forma literally every year in the same asset class with no maintenance, management, insurance, or taxes. My Facebook is where I post a lot of our items out in the market. Follow my Facebook page. We're currently live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I generate, iterate, ideize, and edit, produce all the videos that come out on my platform, from acquiring the homes, finding the buyer borrowers, underwriting the client, selling that home to the underwritten individual, getting a licensed mortgage officer to sign off on the loan, ultimately packaging that asset to be able to sell it, borrow against it, or absorb it in my fund, iterate videos, generate videos, put it out on all platforms for marketing material, started an accredited investor fund, have done over $30 million in transactions. This is what my ecosystem looks like, yielding above average returns in a time when it's needed most, providing income-oriented investments for my accredited investors at Silvercrest Opportunity Fund. I could take $50,000 to $1 million and help you start earning in as little as 30 days in assets you just saw before you. What's kind of the impact that has here in the Valley as a feel-good investment strategy? Well, I have someone that'll speak to that from his personal experience. One of our happy buyers.
Hi, I'm Tim Smith, and this is my wife, Marlis. We sold our place in South Dakota, and it was almost a hurry-up deal. I responded to an ad I saw on Craigslist, and that's what put me in touch with Win Mobile Homes.
They listen, they're concerned. I really like the home that we have. It's comfortable. We have the Arizona rule.
You want something that is virtually painless, and you have someone that stands behind what they sell you. This is the kind of person you'll be dealing with. I couldn't be any happier.
Alden Guajardo here today with Win Mobile Homes. Just want to thank you for viewing this video. If you're at all interested in anything we have to offer, feel free to reach out to me direct at 602-888-2274. So call today. So we're not just the lender, we're the largest dealer of manufactured housing in Arizona, and take tremendous pride in what we do as a family business here in the Arizona market. We're not a financial advisor. I'm not a wealth management firm. This is private banking and private credit in an ecosystem that we control, literally outside volatility, stock market trials and tribulations, higher than average returns than having a CD in the bank, but the same stability, safety, and security in senior debt positions in the most needed asset class in the nation, affordable housing. And really, people find this to be a portion of their portfolio because they had either money in a money market account, they were tired of low yield mutual funds, or volatility in the stock market. Listen, if you fail to see what's going on in the stock market because of the war, because of oil pricing, and raw materials going crazy, that can have you ultimately start losing your hair. Your hairline's going back. You're having trouble sleeping. This is where you put your money in one of the safest investment strategies in real estate investments. Senior debt. In most cases, people say that safe positions are probably going to yield you less. And when you see a higher than average rate of return, a lot of people associate that with a risky investment strategy. Listen, if the Oracle of Omaha is actually taking some of the largest bets to be had in personal property manufactured housing, manufacturing the units, papering the units, so providing the financing in order for the buyer borrower to buy these properties, or hedging on the ownership of the mobile home parks. Don't take my word for it. Take it from Warren Buffett at the end of the day, and he understands the ride of the stock market. That's not for everyone. Most people want to be able to just sit back as a high income earning W-2 employee and ultimately don't have the time to jockey back and forth. They don't want to give their money to a financial advisor. Not a lot of people do. That's a lot of control you're giving up at the end of the day. Well, you could participate in Silvercrest today in the mattress money strategy that we've created here in the Arizona market.
Investors feel like they're riding the market. One day,
tired of the ticker, the market's wild ride.
Are you tired of the roller coaster? Stocks up one day, down the next. Another headline, another expert trying to tell you what might happen. For some investors, that uncertainty gets exhausting. That's why some people choose a different strategy. Think of it like modern mattress money, but instead of hiding cash under a mattress, you place capital into structured debt. Right now, we have about $1 million into performing notes available for passive investors. Here's how it works. Instead of buying stocks, you purchase a note. That note represents a loan secured by a home. A homeowner makes monthly payments on that loan, and those payments flow to the investor who owns the note. You hold a collateralized position against the property, and you receive contractual monthly income. No stock market swings, no speculation on future price movement, just structured payments backed by real collateral. Some investors prefer equities. Others prefer position, collateral, and cash flow. It's not about hiding money. It's about positioning capital outside large financial institutions and focusing on income instead of volatility. For the right investor, that's what we call the mattress money strategy.
Tired of the ticker, the market's wild ride. Want a return with a purpose inside. Each note you invest helps a family begin. That's mobile mailbox money, steady and true. Doing good while it's working for you. Mobile mailbox money, checking the mail. A win-win story that will never fail. MobileMailboxMoney.com or call 602-88-CASH. Start today.
This is the corner of the market you've been looking for at the end of the day. Don't hesitate to reach out at 602-888-CASH and start performing in as little as a 30-day program. Once in a lifetime, generational opportunity. I'm Alden Guajardo. Have a great day.